So the reason why you haven't manifested your desired results yet is not because manifestation, law of assumption don't work, because they do. And there are so many people preaching and sharing their results, so you just have to believe that it works. But the reason why you haven't seen the results yet is because you're still way too emotionally dependent on the 3D, on the physical reality. You're still way too reactive on whatever is happening outside of you, and that's why you keep recreated unwanted, undesired patterns. And that's okay, it's a whole journey. But I'm here to remind you that you are actually up in power, that you are the cause, and that the external reality is the effect. And after this video, you will be in a state where you learn how to detach from your physical reality and know how to actually be the instigator, to be the cause, and be the operant power of your life. So this video is to help you take back the control of your life and break these unwanted loops and patterns. And it can be anything, whether it's a financial situation you want to break out of, whether it's a dynamic with your SP, it doesn't matter. I'm here to help you break the pattern and help you create something that you actually desire, and I'll help you to actually create the results you want to see. So, welcome to today's video. I'm Natasha and I'm 27 years old, and on this page I want to help you guys to consciously create your desired reality, because what's the use of esoteric teachings if you don't know how to create the results that you want with your life? Because I really believe that we should make the most out of our time here on earth, and that's why I'm actually so obsessed with diving into esoteric teachings, reading a lot of books, consuming a lot of spiritual content, and that's why I actually started this channel, to help others also consciously create their desired reality, to help others come back into alignment with their higher self, with their authentic self, and to in that way step into their own unique mission. So I'm actually an alignment coach, and I've been coaching people for the past 6 months by now, and there's one thing that I keep seeing coming back with some of my clients, but I also saw it in my own process. And that is that people are stuck in a certain situations and they actually know everything about manifesting, law of assumption, spirituality. Like, these teachings are not new to them, but they actually have a hard time applying it and seeing results from it. So some people, I see that they have financial problems. They are in a financial situation and they don't know how to break out of it. And what I always teach them is, so there has to become a moment where you snap out of the story, you snap out of the program, and just observe it and see it for what it is. But what most people do is they check their bank accounts and they get triggered. They get a bill, they get triggered. They have to pay for something, they get triggered. What happens then? This trigger creates a new reality based on fear, where you're getting even more triggered. So then you get into this perpetual loop of being triggered and fearing your finances, wanting to avoid your finances. And then what I also see with people is that they use spiritual teachings as a way to bypass. So they're becoming very avoidant and they're just affirming, I am rich, I am abundant, and they are actually bypassing their whole nervous system in that, and they're actually not checking in with how they're really feeling. And that's something that you have to learn. You have to learn to detach from physical reality, but not in a way that is spiritual bypassing. You have to learn to face whatever is going on within you, because reality is just a mirror. And if something in your reality is triggering you, it's because the trigger has already been within, but reality is just highlighting it for you. So see it as a blessing. See it as an opportunity that you can see what's still going on within you, to see what are the things that you still need to clean up for yourself, and also have some grace with yourself in that process, because we have a lot of trash in ourselves, in our subconscious, and that's not our fault, because we've just been programmed by our environment, by the families that we grew up in, by the systems that we grew up in. So don't be hard on yourself that there are still programs within you that are creating an outcome that is maybe not so beneficial to you. So don't be so hard on yourself. Have grace with yourself, have patience with yourself, and if you are on this process of becoming more aware, using reality as a mirror, look at yourself from a loving, compassionate lens. And if that's too much to ask, then just look at yourself without judgment. Because if you're very critical of yourself and you are blaming yourself, like, I am the one responsible for creating this reality, I suck, I'm stupid, I'm irresponsible, then it's not going to be a safe place for you to actually transcend these programs, because it doesn't really feel safe. You're not a safe place to become aware of things. So there will be parts in you that will stay hidden because they will feel that they will be rejected once you become aware of them. So that's why it's very important to become more aware and observe yourself from a loving, compassionate lens, because that way you can actually become aware way faster. Okay, so this is what I would exactly do if I had to break a certain pattern. So to start, I would acknowledge the trigger and sit with it. Also acknowledge what the thing is that triggers me. So maybe it's your SP ghosting you, maybe it's a certain bill that you have to pay, or a certain deadline that you have to pay and you don't know how to do it, or maybe it's being rejected by a job or a school that you want to get into. It can literally be anything. So then sit with that trigger and see the story that you connect to it, because the story that you connect to it is based off your past identity, and your identity is not rigid. It can actually change, it can transform, and you don't have to hold on to that old identity if it's not serving you. So with triggers, the most important thing to work through them and actually transcend them is to just surrender to them. Learn to breathe through them, learn to sit with it, to feel your feelings without connecting a story to your feeling. And for some triggers, for some emotions, you have to sit with them for maybe 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds. For other emotions, you have to sit with it for 3 days. It can be different for everyone. It can be different for every trigger, for every emotion. So for some people, finances is a very big part. So if you come from a family where your line has experienced generational poverty, then maybe you have to sit for a longer period with the trigger, with the fear, because it has passed down to you for generations. So your whole nervous system is probably programmed in a survival way. So it's different for everyone, but you have to learn to surrender to it, because as soon as you surrender to it, the faster you are able to work through it and release it all. If you really want to dive deeper into this subject, to raise your consciousness, to let go of old programs and fears and emotions that are stuck in the emotional body, then I would really recommend you reading David R. Hawkins, and then specifically the book Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, because in this book he teaches a very simple technique that you can use to release and transcend certain belief systems and emotions that are keeping you stuck at lower state of consciousness. So the technique is actually quite simple. It's just acknowledging it. Acknowledge what you're feeling, sit with it, feel it, surrender to it, and then you can actually let it go. That's also a decision. So if there are things that are triggering you right now, you have to go within, you have to sit with it, and you have to feel through it, and then you can let it go. And that will actually help you to stop this loop of being reactive to the 3D. And from that place, you can set out a new intention of what it is that you want to call into your life. So if it has been your financial situation, then set the intention to get to a place where you feel stable, where you feel supported, where you feel provided for. And then focus on that feeling and sit with that feeling. And that's also when you have to learn to detach from the 3D. You have to understand that your physical reality is just a late materialization. You have to understand that your physical reality, the thing that you're seeing right now in your reality, whether it's a situation you have with your SP, whether it's your financial situation, whether it's an answer from a job interview, or maybe even a school that you want to get into, it's just an old materialization of your state of consciousness, of the things that you have been assuming, of the identity that you have been identifying with. So if you choose to change that right now, if you choose to change your state of consciousness in this present moment, that's also when you actually collapse time and space, and when your physical reality will reflect back that new state of consciousness. And that's something you really have to clock. That's something you really have to understand and know that it's true. That's how reality works. It's not so linear. You can collapse time and space by shifting your state of being. Just try it out. You have literally nothing to lose. So shift who you are, and also shift how the world responds to you. So start seeing yourself as someone that is financially stable, that is successful, that is always provided for. Just shift your identity. Or if it's with a SP, shift the narrative. Just change the narrative to I'm always loved. People love to talk to me, and people are always initiating contact with me, especially the people that I like. Shift the narrative and just persist in that narrative. Just shift your identity, then persisting will be a byproduct of that. And then know that reality will eventually reflect that back to you. So stop reacting to the 3D, because as soon as you start reacting again, that's when you get pulled into your old story again, and that's when you will recreate the old story again. So there has to become a moment where you release the old story and you shift to a new one. That's actually what it means to do the inner work. Reality is just a mirror. So I hope that you gain a deeper understanding of the work that you can do if you want to break certain cycles in your life. And I also really hope that after this video, you remember again what your creation power is, that you are the operant power. I really hope that it will stick with you after this video today, and that you will also use these powers for the benefit of yourself, but also for the collective. So I actually relaunched the Conscious Creators community on Skool. I will drop the link to join the community down in the description of this video. And this community is such a cool place, because these are all people that are actually consciously creating their desired reality, people that are connected with their mission and taking active action towards their mission, people that are sharing their wins in the community, but also people that are sharing their insights on business and tips in the community. So I think it's a very good environment to join, especially if you're on the spiritual awakening journey, but you don't have a lot of people around you that are also on this path of expanding their consciousness. Then I think this community will be great for you. So I would love to see you in the community. It's still free for now, and eventually it will be a prize community, so make use of that opportunity. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next video.